WPB-TV, 30 seconds.
Are we good? Okay. Good morning, everybody. I would like to call to order the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate Agenda for September 6th, 2023. My name is Keith Davis. I'm the Special Magistrate appointed by the City to preside over today's agenda. Before we get started, if you please silence your cell phones, make sure they're not on noise-making mode so that they don't interrupt our proceedings. That will be appreciated. Next, if you're going to be offering testimony on any of the matters on today's agenda, your testimony needs to be sworn, so I need to place you under oath. I can swear everybody in together at the same time, city staff, as well as any respondents who are present. So if you'll please stand, raise your right hands if you're going to be testifying. Thank you. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, sir. Thank you. You can all have a seat. Generally, the way that we will proceed is that when your case is called, you can come up to the podium to my right. The city will be at the podium to my left. I'll hear from the city first. City's witnesses will present testimony. There may be documents or photographs that appear on the view screens. You'll have an opportunity to see those documents once the city has concluded its presentation and made any recommendations to me on how they believe the matter should be resolved. It'll then be your turn. If you have questions for the city's witnesses, you are free to ask questions. If you do not have any questions, you can simply offer testimony, tell me what's going on with the case. In the event that you have additional documents or photographs that you want me to consider, that will be the time to produce those. Once I've heard everything from everybody on the case, in all likelihood, I will enter an order today that resolves the matter, and that's generally how we'll proceed. So let's go ahead and call the first case this morning.
Agenda item number 19, case number CE 2307-0005. Case address is 2100 45th Street.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On July 1st, the property at 2100 45th Street was cited for exterior walls and roof. Exterior walls need to be repaired, clean and sanitary. Standing dirty water in the rear of the property. Prohibited signs, prohibited portable signs. Signs being displayed on the sidewalk need to be removed. Landscape requires sod, missing sod throughout the property, front and back. Litter and trash found throughout the property, rear and back. Parking lot needs to be repaved in the rear and front. It's in disrepair. And the landscape buffer needs to be repaired as well. There are missing vegetation throughout the front and the rear of the property that buffers to the adjacent property. That needs to be rendered with new vegetation.
Let me ask before we go on, is it possible to make that window a little bit bigger where the pictures are showing?
I may be able to zoom in.
Thank you.
That's just to show the condition of the property. It also needs to be painted. So that what you're seeing is a little bit of graffiti and fading of the paint. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted August 16th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent July 3rd. Certified mail was received September 1st. I have been in contact with the property manager. We did walk the property and went over what needed to be done. I do understand it's going to take time because the parking lot itself is going to require permits. So with that being said, the city is recommending 120 days to bring the property into complete compliance, or $200 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much, Officer McFarland. Just a couple of questions.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Are the photographs that we've been reviewing truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you see any progress at all?
The trash and litter has come down because they do have a porter on site. So that has been decreasing. But as the property manager knows, it's a challenge for her to get the tenants to help her keep the property clean. But the biggest plight, there's a lot of unsanitary things in the rear of the property. As you can see around the dumpster, it needs to be pressure washed, cleaned out. That back door needs to be pressure washed or painted. There's also another restaurant there that has a grill out there, as you can see. And that restaurant is tending to generate a lot of grease that runs down the parking lot. My fear is that grease is going to end up in the drains. So they got to keep that parking lot free of grease and water.
Thank you very much. Just also for the record, to be clear, is this like a commercial strip plaza?
Yes, ma'am, it is a commercial plaza.
Okay, and I may have missed it because I had to leave my seat for a moment. With respect to the exterior walls, what was it that you believe was in violation?
Just scroll back to the photos. You can see there's a huge hole in the facade of the building.
Okay, thank you. And the
They
portables.
may need to go back up,
Oh.
up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's the illegal signs. Keep going. There's cracks there.
I see the cracks.
Right.
All right, thank you.
But there's another set of photos there. Go to the July photos, then you can see there it is. Go back up right there. That's the main concern right there.
Thank you very much. The portable signs,
It's throughout the property with her tenants. They're in the walkway.
okay, so multiple
They're on the windows. So
multiple
like I
tenants
said,
have portable signs.
I've been working diligently with the property manager, and she's trying to get her tenants to comply. So
Okay, thank
it's
you.
tough.
Thank you. Do you believe that 120 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these?
To me, yes. With the permit situation for the parking lot, that's going to take a little time. So I think 120 days to suffice.
Thank you very much. Do you have anything further?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Okay. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon. And when the respondent states her name, we would just like to know how she's involved or related to the owner listed, and if she has authority to represent that owner today.
Understood. All right, the city's file is made part of the record in this case. Ma'am, good morning. If you could tell me
Morning.
your name and address.
Sean Holloway. I'm for Poinciana Management, 2100 45th Street.
Okay, and what is your relationship to the property that we're talking about?
I'm the senior property manager.
You are the property manager?
Yes.
All right. Did you have any questions for Mr. McFarland?
I do not,
All
no.
right, then,
We've walked the property after the violations and to get a clear, picture of what needs to be done.
Or is there anything in addition that you'd like to tell me about the case or what you're doing?
We have reached out directly to the tenants in regards to their signage. We continue to do that almost on a weekly basis to make sure that they're complying. We have hired a new maintenance staff for that plaza, so the trash is definitely being handled a lot better than it was previously. They're also able to do a lot of the pressure washing, so we had just scheduled for actually the dumpsters in the back to be pressure washed this week. We are steadily going on site with vendors for stucco repair, for parking lot repair. We even have our staff doing some temporary asphalt repair to try and make it a little safer until we can get contracted with permits and materials to be able to move forward. So we are definitely working on it, and we would appreciate the extension.
All right, the city's suggesting 120 additional days to comply. Are you comfortable with that period
I
of
am.
time? All right. Anything else you'd like to tell me then? No? Anything else from the city?
Special Magistrate,
Yes.
could we just make sure for the record that she has no objection to the city's composite exhibits?
Sure. Do you have any objection to the city's
I do not,
exhibits? All right,
no.
they are made part of the record in this case. Okay, so in this case, the city has proper notice with the notice documents in the file. Respondent is also represented by its property manager at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find the property remains in violation as cited. I'm going to accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 120 days to cure the violations. After that, though, I will impose daily fines of $200 per day until compliance is achieved, so you want to make sure you hit that 120-day
Yes.
deadline. I will sign that, or you'll get a copy of that memorializes all of that. Okay?
Great.
Thank you very much.
so much.
Agenda item number 10, case number is CE 2307-0180. Case address is 825 Claremore Drive.
You said item 10? Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can we do 9 and 10 together, please, same owner?
Pardon me?
Same
They're-
owner, same
they're
violations?
Same owner, same violations, different addresses.
Do you want
I
them
don't
called
have a
together or
problem
separate,
doing that.
Special Magistrate? Do you have a preference if they're called together or separate? Just different
We
addresses.
can bring them both, that's fine.
Okay.
You present them separately, but we can take care of both of them together, that's fine.
Okay. Also, agenda item number 9. Case number is CE 2307-0181. Case address is 822 Flamingo Drive.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. 822 Flamingo Drive was cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. Certified mail was signed for on 7/20/2023. The property and City Hall was posted on 8/24/2023. There is an active application on file for this particular property. However, it's a vacation rental, and all the documentation was not matching up at the time prior to the hearing. So the city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance, or $200 a day thereafter.
What was the time frame again?
30 days to come into
30?
compliance.
Thank you.
825 Claremore Drive was also cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. Certified mail was signed for on 7/22/2023. The property and City Hall was posted on 8/24/2023. And as with the previous case, there is an active application on file. However, it's a vacation rental too, and the documentations for the applications were not matching up. The city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance, or $200 a day thereafter.
Thank you. Officer Levine, a couple of questions. We'll start with the Flamingo Drive. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
The photograph that we reviewed, does that accurately depict the posting of this notice of violation at this property for this case?
Can I see the photograph? Yes, ma'am.
There we go. Thank you very much. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I'll move to the Claremore Drive address. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photograph that we reviewed there as to posting, is that an accurate photograph of the posting of this notice of violation for this particular case at this property?
If it's a yellow door, yes.
And while we bring that up, do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations on both cases into compliance?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So we're just looking for that one posting. Okay, so we're not sure that we have the actual photo there.
I have a picture.
We'll go ahead and, what's that? Okay, thank you.
It was there as of yesterday. Yeah. 820, absolutely.
825. 825 Claremore, yeah.
No. Should be on the file.
I'll go based on the affidavit of posting. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence on the Flamingo Drive case, the case file including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon, including the application discussed. And for the Claremore Drive, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, any and all photographs, and the application discussed, and any and all other documents relied upon. Thank you.
Quick question, on both cases, the 22,441, the business tax, this is a situation where this is not a renewal, it's never been applied for type of?
It's never been applied for, no.
Just wanted to make
This is
sure.
actually a new rental.
Okay, I just wanted
But
to make sure.
what's happening is that a lot of people do this when they do a vacation rental. The property appraiser would say the person's name. When they do the DPPR license, it would say an LLC. And when they do the application, they may put it in LLC or the property owner's name. All three documents has to match. So if it's in the owner's name on property appraisers, the city's application for the rental license has to match what's on property appraiser, and the Department of Professional Regulations also has to match what is on the application and the property appraisers.
Understood. I just wanted to make sure that the relief being requested was appropriate and didn't violate the Chapter 205 of the statute. So in this posture, I believe it is appropriate. Okay, good morning, ma'am. If you could tell me your name and address.
Tori Jokel, 718 Fairhaven Drive, North Palm Beach, Florida.
And how are you related to both of these properties?
I'm the property manager, but I was not made aware of any of this until late last week.
All right. You're the manager for both addresses?
I am.
All right. Do you have any objections to the documents that the city presented being made part of the record in these hearings?
No objections
All
at
right,
all.
those are made part of the record. Do you have any questions for Mr. Levine?
No, just at the 11th hour last night, we talked on the phone yesterday, and I got her to do everything appropriately
Okay.
at the last hour, so I know that the 30 days would be plenty, now that I'm kind of involved and I know what's going on,
Okay,
so,
great. Anything else, ma'am?
none.
All right, anything else from the city?
No, sir.
Okay, just so we have a clear record, in case ending in 0181, 822 Flamingo Drive, I will find proper notice. The city has proper notice documents in its file. The Respondent is represented by its property manager at today's hearing. I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $200 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved. For the case ending in 0180, the address 825 Claremore Drive, and find proper notice. City has the appropriate notice documents in its file. The respondent is represented by its property manager. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. You'll get copies of both of those orders. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Agenda item number 3, case number is CE 2307-0184. Case address is 447 36th Street. Sandy, number 3. Agenda item number 20, case number is CE 2307-0114. Case address is 4231 Tazewell Court. Agenda
Tazewell?
item number 20. The address is 4231 Tazewell Court. Ms. Torres? 4235.
Number 21.
Oh, that's 21. Okay.
Okay.
Wrong number was on the agenda.
All right, we'll do
So,
it.
case number CE 2307-0112. Case address 4235 Tazewell Court.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On July 7th, the property at 4235 Tazewell Court was cited for roof repair and painting of residential structure. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted August 16th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent July 17th. Certified mail was received July 22nd. I have been in contact with the owner. As of yesterday, the roof is still in disrepair and the property still requires paint. With that being said, city's recommending 120 days to bring the property into compliance, or $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much, Officer McFarland. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us for the record what it is about the painting, or what it is about the
As you can
structure
see,
that
the paint
requires
is
painting?
chipping. In that photo, you can see that the paint is chipping and fading. On one side of the property, the paint doesn't even match at all. That far side, if you keep strolling through the photos, you'll see it right there. I don't know, like they may have done some stucco work and didn't match the paint properly. So the property does need to be repainted.
And just for the record, what's wrong with the roof? I know we see it in photographs, but if you can tell us for the record.
As you can see, there's broken tile, there's missing tile, there's discoloration, there's a lot going on the roof. It needs to be either repaired or removed or replaced.
Thank you. Do you believe?
Cities taking into consideration the permits that are required for the replacement of the roof. So this is why city's requesting 120 days.
And do you believe that 120 days is reasonable because of needing those permits?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Question, Mr. McFarland, does compliance in this case, in terms of the roof, does that mean getting it under permit, or does that mean getting the permit?
Yes, sir,
getting the
obtaining
work done,
permit and completing the work.
and the work completed?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir. And the paint as well.
I figured the paint.
Yeah, everything.
That doesn't
yeah,
require a permit.
everything needs to be completed within the 120 days, yes.
Gotcha. Good morning, ma'am. If you can tell me your name and address, first of all?
Brandy Torres, 4235 Tazewell Court.
And you are the property owner?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have any objections to the city's documents being made part of the record in this case?
No.
Do you have any questions for Mr. McFarland?
No, I mean, I'm waiting on tiles. That's the whole reason why I couldn't get
see.
it fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been since January. So unfortunately, supplies are terrible right now. And I asked about painting it, and they said, don't, because it ruins the painting when you replace the roof.
So you have to do the roof before you do the
First,
paint.
yeah.
Do you have
So-
any sense at
Yes,
this
I talked to
point
I
for-
talked to the roofer. He said September 18th it should be here. But
Okay.
I mean, you know how I talked to him yesterday, and I asked to get it done as soon as possible because of what's going on with court, and he said he should be able to get it done by October.
Yeah.
Okay. And the city's recommending a 4-month window at this point, so.
It should be that should be
should
enough.
be enough time,
Yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like.
Well, I need it because I need to redo my insurance too
Sure,
because
okay.
my home insurance is dropping me. So, yeah, it's been
Understood.
fun. Yeah, it's been fun.
Okay. Anything else, ma'am, that you'd like to tell me?
No.
No. Anything else from the city?
My only concern is that with the supply and everything, it's slowing the permit being pulled. Has the contractor pulled permits yet?
He didn't originally when we talked because he was waiting for the tiles because the permits take a while, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I say you should submit it
Yeah,
and
so
then go.
he said he put one in when I
No.
talked to him yesterday. Okay. So he said he did. He's just waiting for it to go through. He said there's a portal that he has to go through and all that stuff.
Yeah, the new system is
Yeah.
testing. So
From the city side, let me ask
I
this.
think in relation to what we got going on with the new system, may need to adjust the time to 180 days. I just want to give her time to get the work done.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I have no problem with that at all. That's fine. All right. Anything else, Mr.
That's it.
Okay, then in this case, city has proper notice with the posting and the certified mail in the file. Ms. Torres is present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find the property remains in violation as cited. I'm going to allow 180 additional days to cure the outstanding violations. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved. And you'll get a copy of that order, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, moving back to agenda item number 3. Case number is CE 2307-0184. Case address is 447 36th Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sandy Mills Co-Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 7/12/2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on 7/14/2023. Certified mail is currently still in transit. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on 7/17/2023. I have been in contact with the property owner as well as a lawyer for this property. The property was cited for not having a certificate of use as well as irreparable violation, prohibited vehicle on the property, as well as inoperative vehicle on the property, hat racking, and rental license. As of this morning, everything has been in compliance except for the rental license. The application was put in, however, there's some complications because the property is actually going through probate right now, so zoning needs to clear it. So with that being said, I'm asking for an additional 90 days for the property to come in compliance and 50 days thereafter. And the 90 days is just in case zoning does not allow it, they have time to give the tenants notice to leave the property.
Thank you, Officer Mills. I was unable to hear how much of a daily fine you were asking.
$50.
$50, thank you.
Mhm.
So just a couple of extra questions for the record. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
They do.
And with respect to the affidavit of posting, does it reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
Thank you. Everything else, but I just want to make sure for the record, the things that are outstanding are 22,441 business tax receipt
Yes.
and
Rental
22.
license.
I'm sorry.
Rental license.
Mm-hmm. And 2232A, the certificate of use for that.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. And thank you very much. I don't have anything further. Do you have anything further?
No.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
How was the hat racking violation cured? Did they just remove the whole thing?
No, actually what happened is I spoke to the property owner and he said that the lightning struck the tree and the tenants proceeded to cut away. So the resolution was to plant another tree. They actually got another fruit tree, and they're leaving the mango tree that's there because we're seeing where it's starting to grow back leaves.
Good. Okay. I was just curious how that played out. All right. Yes, sir.
Morning, Your Honor. Kevin Mason, I represent the estate of Cecil Curtis. Mr. Curtis has passed away. The estate proceedings are pending. There is a fight regarding the appointment of who the PR is. My client is the nominated PR. And therefore, I'm representing the estate in this capacity.
Okay.
We did clear all the violations except for the use and the tenant requirements. And we did put in an application for that use. However, you can see that property is a little older. We need to just sell it, remodel it, whatever we're going to do. So I've served a notice of termination of the tenancy upon the tenants. Under the new ordinance, they have 60 days to get out. So we've served them. They have to be out by October 31st. Okay. So we're going on two paths. We either get the occupancy and use license or we get the tenants out. We're probably going to just get the tenants out. The problem is 60 days from today, they can, or from the 1st. So the 31st, they can get out on October 31st. But evictions, if they choose not to leave, are taking at least 3 months. So, 90 days is not going to give me enough time in the event that tenants don't want to leave. Now, they have told my client that they're going to leave. They're supposed to be leaving soon, but you know how that works.
Sure.
And so I'm going to need at least the 60 days for the ordinance, the Palm Beach County ordinance. I can't get them out earlier than 60 days. And then I'm going to need at least 3 months for the eviction process to get them out. That's the minimum they're running right now. So I was going to ask for 180 days, only because we are trying through the estate to get them out. But the eviction process, as you probably are aware, is uncertain in this times, and judges are very hesitant to kick out tenants.
Sure.
So we would like 180 days to try to get the tenants out.
Okay. What says the city on that request?
I have no problem. They've been very cooperative.
I have no objection to that either.
Thank you.
Anything else, Counselor, that you'd like to tell me?
The only thing I would say that I'm a creature of habit, and I don't like things admitted into evidence that I don't know what they are. So anything that's relied upon, I don't know what's relied upon. I have no objection to the file. I have no objection to anything that was presented today. But to the extent that there's exhibits that they want to rely on that they didn't talk about or show me, I don't think those should come in evidence.
So what I'm looking at strictly is the documents that have been presented this morning, the photographs of the hat rack tree and the property, the scan of the notice of violation.
All those things are fine.
That there's nothing else that have ever
Okay.
been presented with other than what happened this morning.
Any and all things that we relied on makes me nervous as an attorney, so.
Sure.
Anything else that they've actually showed you, Your Honor, I have no problem with.
Okay, then I will indicate that the city's file is made part of the record in this case. Anything else from the city? Okay, so we have proper notice with the posting following the return to certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property has complied with all of the violations listed in the notice, with the exception of City Code 22441 regarding the business tax and 2232A regarding the certificate of use. For those outstanding violations, I will allow an additional 180 days to cure the violations. After that, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved, and you'll get a copy of that order.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
May I be excused?
Okay.
Thanks.
Agenda item number 4, case number is CE 2307-0269. Case address is 3809 Pinewood Ave.
Good morning. Santa Mills Code Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 7/14/2023. Service was accomplished by a certified mail sent on 7/18/2023. Certified mail was signed for on 7/21/2023. In addition, both property and City Hall were cited on 7/18/2023. I have been in contact with the property manager, the assistant property manager for the property. This property was cited for not having a rental license, number incorrectness, address number incorrectness, certificate of use, unpaved parking, as well as open area without grass. As of this morning, or yesterday to be exact, everything has come into compliance with the exception of the rental license. There is still work that needs to be done in the property to have it up to standard for renting. So the city's asking for 90 days and $200 thereafter if compliance is not achieved.
Did you say 200?
200.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
And the photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations and posting of the property in this case?
It does.
And just to be clear for the record, the only outstanding alleged violations are the 22-441 rental license and 2232A certificate of use. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay, so an application has been submitted?
The application has been submitted. The inspection has been done. However, there's some stuff that needs to be fixed, repaired, which requires permits.
Okay, and based on that, do you believe that 90 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
I do.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. And just so that I make sure I heard you right, did you say 30 days or 90 days?
90.
That's what I thought. That's what I wrote down. All right. Good morning. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell me your name and address, please.
Good morning. Gislaine Cuetia Rodriguez, 3809 Pinewood Avenue.
And how are you affiliated with either Alma Red LLC or this property?
The assistant of the owner of the property.
I beg your pardon?
And the assistant of the property management.
Okay. Do you have any objections to the documents that have been shown on the screen, the city's file being entered into the record in this case?
No, sir.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Mills?
No, sir.
What would you like to tell me?
Oh, we are going to try to do, if we can do this before the time that she gave us, we will do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you comfortable that 90 days should be enough time for you to get it done?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else from the city?
No.
All right. We have proper notice in this case with the signed certified mail and the posting. Respondent is also present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I find that the property has complied with the violations that were cited in the notice, with the exception of City Code 22441 regarding license and business tax, and City Code 2232A regarding the certificate of use. For those outstanding violations, I'll allow 90 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. You'll get a copy of that order. Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Okay, agenda item number 18. Case number is CE 2308-0493. Case address is 823 33rd Street.
Number 18 has complied.
Did the person sign in leave?
Number 17.
Oh, okay. I have 18 on my. Okay, so agenda item number 17, case number is CE 2305-0282. Case address is 1045 35th Street.
Good morning, Jay Francis, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 1045 35th Street was cited on 5/23/23. Certified mail and regular mail was sent on 5/25/23. Both the property and City Hall are posted on 8/16/23. I have been in contact with Mr. McKissick, who is the property owner. The property was cited for fence permit and address characters. As of this morning, the address characters violation has been complied, but the fence permit violation is still pending. Therefore, the city is requesting an additional 90 days for the property to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Did you say 50?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you have observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Just for the record, we saw some photos of a wooden fence that looks pretty new.
Yeah,
Is that what
privacy
we're talking
fence.
about?
Yes.
And is there any other issue with this fence other than it was installed, but they have to get the permit?
That's the only issue. He took care of the address characters already.
Okay. And do you believe that 90 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this alleged violation into compliance?
Yes, with the new system, I think 90 days is sufficient.
Okay. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Go ahead and tell me your name and address first of all, please.
Thomas McKissick. Need to be sworn in.
Pardon me?
He needs to be sworn in.
Oh, you were not here when I swore everybody in?
No.
Let me go ahead and place you under oath, sir, if you'll raise your right hand.
Why you trying to rat me out, man?
Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Thomas McKissick, president of Townhouse Court Estates.
Okay, so you are the
1045.
owner of the property.
Yes.
Do you have any objections to the city's documents and photographs being made part of the record in this case?
No.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Francis?
Yeah, first, Your Honor, the president of the association, I know about permits, but I was informed by the previous code enforcer that we were having a hard time getting people to replace their fences, that we had a waiver, that we don't have to get a permit for fences, but make sure they is properly installed. So that was about a year and a half ago, so got a new officer, Mr. Francis, and I ended up with replace my fence. I didn't need to, but I did it, so try to get the neighbors to follow suit. But I didn't get no permit because I thought we was under the impression that we didn't need no permit. And I had 2 or 3 of my neighbors got cited. But it wasn't in the records that we had a waiver, but we did from Code Enforcer Lucas, L-U-N-G, get us a waiver that we didn't need no fence because we was in a property restricted area. And a whole lot of senior citizens in there could not afford to pay for that. And they were getting liens put on their property.
Do you have any kind of document or anything that explains or shows this waiver that you're telling me about?
No, I don't. He just told me, and I told the owner at 10:30 they were getting 10:28 they were getting a fence put up that it was okay because we had a waiver.
Yes, Mr. Francis, do you know anything about
No.
a waiver, or Ms. Frankenaro?
I do not, sir.
So he said he was a previous code officer, so I was not aware.
I'm not sure a code enforcement officer would have the legal authority to waive a city permitting requirement. That's why I'm asking if you have some kind of document in writing.
No, he said some of the fines or violations up to the code enforcer to give it a cite a person or not. They have some discretion themselves.
Well, I mean, my understanding would be that a code enforcement officer would have discretion on whether or not to bring a case forward, but not to waive any city code or state law requirements to get a building permit. So if at the time the code enforcement officer opted to not bring a case, I could see that, but that doesn't eliminate the need to get a permit in the event the work is going to be done.
But under the previous code enforcer, the guy didn't get no permit, and he let him go. So that's what we was under. That's what we was under the impression. That's what I'm the president, so I make sure that we try to get the neighborhood in proper standing. It's the oldest townhouses in West Palm Beach, and a lot of them got absentee landlords, excuse me, and very dilapidated. It's an eyesore. So I go around and retired veteran, I go around and try to get them get permits. If they don't get permit, I call to the city, and we don't did that a lot of times. Try to make sure we up to the standard. Make sure we got a new and a clean neighborhood. So that's when I'm here protesting because I don't mind paying the fine. But they just
There's no fine.
we were improperly informed. But I'm a veteran. I ain't got no whole lot of money to be thrown away for survey that I had to get and pay for when my fence is already installed. And wasn't the whole fence, no way. It's 3 plaques. 3 box. I got a box fence, shadow box fence. So it wasn't no whole fence around my property. I got a end lot, so I got at least $1,000 procedure. If I were to do my whole yard, whole fence, it'd be about $1,000 something. But I just did 3 of them, try to get the impression of the neighborhood up to par.
And so at this point, the fence is
Already
installed. It's
yes.
up. Let me ask Ms. Frankenaro, is there any circumstance you're aware of where the city's requirement to get a permit to put up a fence like this would be waived? Or
There is no circumstance that I know of. I would encourage the gentleman to, again, be in contact with our particular department, and Mr. Francis can help him with that, to make sure that he gets to the right person to have a review done, but I don't know of any option for waiver.
anything, Mr. Francis? Any brilliant ideas?
It really it's really up to the building officials.
Well, I'm not aware
the fence is already up.
I'm not aware of any circumstance
Neither
that
have I.
legally can waive the requirement for a building permit in
I
this
mean,
case.
the-
And
the-
short of there being any documentation to support that, I'm not inclined to make that be the factor that makes me find no violation in this case. what I'm inclined to do is to give you the 90 days to either, get the permit and have the fence inspected and signed off, or if, you truly believe that the city somehow gave you a waiver on this to produce that documentation and provide that to the code enforcement department and let them take a look at that. But I would be surprised because I'm not aware of any legal means for that to happen. But either way, 90 days should be enough time for you to do one or the other. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell me, sir?
Yeah, if I can't get in touch with the code officer, can I have a fine, a permit pay cut in half?
I have no jurisdiction or authority to.
Are you the judge?
To waive building department permit fees. That's
Are
above
you the
my
judge?
That's above my pay grade. I can't do that, and I'm not going to do that. So, if there's a mechanism at the building department level for that to happen, you're welcome to explore that. But that's not going to be something that I'm going to do today. What I'm going to do. I do find proper notice. The respondent is present and the city has proper notice documents in its file. I find that based on the evidence that the property remains in violation of City Code 94302A3 regarding fence permits, I'm going to allow 90 days to cure that violation in whatever means that you're able to do that, whether it means getting a permit or establishing to the satisfaction of the Code Enforcement Division that somehow you've been exempted from that. But after the 90 days is up, there will be daily fines of $50 per day, so you want to make sure you get it taken care of one way or the other within that 90-day period. And you'll get a copy of that order, okay? Thank you.
Well, you have a nice day, sir.
Yes, sir, you too.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, calling agenda items number 1 and 2. Case number is CE 23060201. Case address, do you want to call them separately, actually? They're two different addresses. It's just the same respondent.
Can we call these separately just because they seem to be?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So just agenda item number 1. Case number is CE 23060201. Case address is 627 42nd Street. Special Magistrate, I'm not sure if the respondent's been sworn in or not.
I was here.
Okay,
Thank you.
great.
Good morning, Sandy Mills, Code Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 6/14/2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on 6/16/2023. Certified mail was signed for on 6/20/2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on 6/16/2023. I have been in contact with the property manager. This property was cited for paint as well as pressure cleaning, and the paint is if the pressure cleaning did not work. Certificate of use as well as open air need inside, rental license, and trash can in public view. As of yesterday, the property is in partial compliance. It's still outstanding for the certificate of use as well as the rental license and paint. The city is asking for an additional 60 days and $50 a day thereafter if compliance is not achieved.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
Photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
It does.
And with respect to the paint, I just want to be clear for the record. You said that it had been pressure cleaned, but that didn't resolve the issues that you were seeing. And what is it that you were seeing?
So on the partial compliance photo, which was from yesterday, you can still see the dirt stain on the property from the original photos. It's still dirty.
Okay. And for 22-441, it's a rental license. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
And what is your evidence that this is a rental?
Okay, so I actually did the inspection for it and it failed. It just needs to, it's a minor thing, the handle of the shower needs to be replaced or affixed to the shower. So, hence the reason.
Thank you. And do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
I do.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, rental license application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
And so that I'm clear, the city's position is that property, it remains in violation of, is it 18106G regarding paint?
Yes.
And then the certificate of use and business tax.
That's correct.
Thank you. Okay, good morning, sir. Go ahead and tell me your name and address.
My name is Jonathan Listnoff, 627 42nd Street. I'm the property manager for the property.
Okay, thank you. And do you have any objections to any of the documents that the city has shown in its file being made part of the record in this case?
I do not.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Mills?
I had sent you
If not,
yesterday.
you can just tell me about the case.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was just in regards to the rental license. The
Yeah.
shower handle had been repaired, and a photo was sent, and I was told that that would be sufficient for today's case, but the paint would be the only thing that was going to be moving forward.
The picture that was sent was of a toilet, not the shower handle.
No, I had sent you multiple messages and different. I could resend it. It's not a big deal.
Right.
I was
So
just curious.
you have applied for the certificate of use and rental license?
Yes.
Okay. But those will still need to be approved to get this out of code enforcement.
Yep,
So
no problem.
city's recommending 60 additional days, 2 more months. You feel comfortable with that time frame?
Yes.
All right. Anything else that you would like to tell me this morning?
No.
All right. City's evidentiary case file is made part of the record for this case. First, I find proper notice with the notice documents in the city's file, and Mr. Lisnoff is also present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence which I have reviewed, I find that the property has complied with the code sections cited in the notice, with the exception of 18106G regarding the paint, 2232A regarding the certificate of use, and 22441 regarding the license and business tax. I will allow an additional 60 days to cure those remaining violations. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved, and you'll get a copy of that order.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in agenda item number 2, case number CE 2306-0202. Case address is 725 44th Street.
Good morning, Sandy Mills Code Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 6/14/2023. Service was accomplished by a certified mail sent on 6/16/2023. Certified mail was signed for on 6/20/2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on 6/16/2023. I have been in contact with the property manager. This property was cited for having artificial turf in the front, as well as not having a rental license and rugs in public view, having open area that needs grass, swale needed sod as well, and not having a certificate of use. As of yesterday, the property has partial compliance. There is still outstanding for the rental license as well as certificate of use. And if compliance is not achieved, $100 per day.
How many days?
30
60
days.
60. And what was the fine amount you're recommending?
The 100.
100.
Yes.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
Photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations and alleged violations you observed and posting as well?
They do.
And with respect to the 22441 rental license and 2232A certificate of use, is there an application on file for rental?
There is. I did an inspection. The inspection failed, and they need the vent or get the window reestablished, and they actually need, and that's the reason for the 60 days.
Okay, and so you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time to get that done?
I do.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lisnoff. Since this is a different case, go ahead and state your name
Yes.
and address again for the record, please.
Of course, Jonathan Lisnoff, property manager for 725 44th Street.
All right. And again, do you have any objections to the city's file with the photographs and notice documents being made part of the record for this hearing?
I do not.
Do you have any questions for the city's code enforcement officer?
I do not.
All right, and go ahead, you can tell me about this one.
Oh, no, this is fine. Just needs a vent fan for the bathroom.
Same thing, you've applied for the licenses, and it sounds like everything else, all the property standard stuff was cured.
Yes.
So, okay. Anything else from the city?
No.
Okay, then we have proper notice with the signed certified mail and the posting. And Mr. Lisnoff is also present at today's hearing as the property manager. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property has complied with all violations alleged in the notice, with the exception of City Code 22441 and 2232A regarding the business tax and the certificate of use. I'll allow an additional 60 days to cure those violations. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved. And you'll get a copy of that order as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and finally, agenda item number 24, case number CE 2308-0415. Case address is 419 Roslyn Drive.
I'm sorry, which agenda item is this?
Number 24.
24.
We have a Bradbury present? And Special Magistrate, I think he does need to be sworn in.
He has to be sworn, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, and you need to be sworn in, sir. You weren't here when I swore everybody in. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
It will be.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code. 419 Roseland, the complaint was initiated by a tenant that actually lived in 419. There's 2 units here. The property was posted on August 8th of 2023, along with City Hall. Certified mail was sent on August 7th, and there's a copy that it was received on, certified mail was received on August 8th of 2023. So I'll go through the list of the different codes that were violated. The fence and wall, that's complied, did a spectacular job on it, so that's not an issue. We do have the rest that are outstanding. The rental license and certificate of use, the electrical, which was an issue when I inspected the property. The kitchen head, you couldn't run, they'd run the washing machine, the dishwasher at the same time, and the circuit would break. So so that needs to be looked at by a licensed professional. In the interior, there was some water leakage and caused some damage in the apartment. And they were working on repairing it, but it needs to be finished and painted. I haven't yet inspected that. The numbering, the address characters, which I'll review in detail, why I still think it's in violation. And I think that covers it. What I would like to do, Magistrate, is I'm going to hand the owner a copy of the address characters, the actual ordinance that we have, which is highlighted, and then you and then the city attorney, so I can go over it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I would like the pictures to come up so we know exactly what we're, if you go to the final pictures, I think we would get to that, what I took yesterday and this morning. Okay, go to the next one. Okay. So, in how address characters are supposed to be posted, they have to be clearly visible. You can go to the next slide. So, the next one. Okay, so this morning, you see, I took the pictures of it. The owner actually posted the address characters on the pillars in the front, which is good, but they're not in contrasting color and they're not clearly visible. So when you look at it, you can't readily see it. So I did suggest that the pillars were painted. You could paint them in a different color. Go to the next, let's see the next slide, because they did lighten it. That's it. What you got out of it. So I think if they're in contrasting color and visible, they would comply with the code. As far as like the house, they're on the door. They're not on the structure. And as a originally starting my career as an emergency responder in the city, we wanted the address characters clearly visible so they can get to that place without thinking. If they're on the door and the door is open or they're covered, it cannot be. So I would refer that to a number 2 at the bottom where it's highlighted. The only time that it's permissible to be on the door is if you have a common entrance, like in a hotel, something of that effect.
Officer Frasca, are you finished for the moment? I'll start
Yes.
my questions. Okay, so let's start from the top. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
I didn't hear you.
Does the affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it was.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you have observed?
Yes, they do.
With respect to the fence is complied. With respect to 2232A certificate of use and 22441 license, rental license, is there an application submitted and pending?
Yes, there is.
Okay. With respect to, you talked about 18103C, the water leakage and damage. For 1895A electrical.
Yes, let's if you wanted to review the 18103C, that's where there was a leak in the roof and the owner got a permit to re-roof the house. So it was caused by the problem and the repairs were actually effective while I was doing it, but I could see the drywall and the patching, but it needed to be painted, which the code requires that to be painted. So.
Okay. And thank you. For 1895A electrical, anything besides that circuit breaker for the, I think you said it, the kitchen sink and the dishwasher?
Right. Usually there's 3 circuits in 3 separate circuits in a kitchen that wouldn't allow, but if you have them all on one circuit, then it's going to cause a problem. So I suggested there's the photo of the ceiling. So as I suggested, that he have it checked out by a licensed electrician to see what complies with that would comply this code, because they have to be all functioning and compliant with the electrical code.
There is, on the notice of violation, there's an 181022 responsibilities of owner for clean, sanitary, and habitable condition. Does that basically reflect back to the electrical, the interior water damage, that kind of stuff?
That's about painting the ceiling.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right, back to the address characters. Is it your testimony then that address characters in this particular property need to be in 2 separate places? The pillar and next to the doorways of the units. Is that what you're saying?
I believe that for the correctness, that's how it should be. So you see right there where the light is, that's the best possible location where you could put the address characters, not attached to the door. So if I'm an emergency responder, I could get there quickly
Yeah,
as soon as
that's fine.
possible with recognition.
Okay, you had said that before, so having characters in two spots, it is your testimony that that is as required by the ordinance, is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Okay, and right now, it is up on the pillars, but you can't see them because it's not contrasting, is that accurate?
Yes, it's not clearly visible.
Okay, it's not clearly visible, thank you. And right now, there's characters on the doors, but not next to the doors.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So
And, okay, go ahead.
I just want to go back and have a clear understanding why is if you're driving, they're clearly visible from the roadway, is so that you can see, a driver can see where they're going unobstructed. So in other words, they're not stopping, they're not holding up traffic, they can clearly find the location where they need to go.
Thank you very much. And have you had contact with the owner or a representative of the owner?
The owner of the property.
Okay,
He's been very cooperative.
thank you. And what amount of time and fine are you seeking?
Well, I did send an email yesterday saying that I would ask for 30 days, hoping that he would respond and then let me know that, that if he needed more time, that would be fine.
Okay, and after 30 days, what amount of fine are you seeking?
Oh, $100 a day.
100?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring all these alleged violations into compliance?
I'd rather hear from the owner first.
Okay.
Before I say that.
All right, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, application, emails, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Okay. Mr. Bradbury, I presume?
That's me, yes.
Go ahead and put your full name and address on the record for me, please.
Jerry Bradbury, address 417-419 Roseland Drive.
Thank you. First, do you have any objections to the city's photographs and notice documents and file being made part of the record in this case?
I do have a question about the requirement.
Well,
So you're saying that this building in particular requires 2 sets of address numbers? Is that,
Yeah.
and I don't know where that was.
You have that. You have
There's
417 and
2
419.
sets. Right,
Mhm.
I understand. I'm asking, do I need 417 on the sidewalk side and 417 on the house? Am I an exception that I need 2 sets of numbers for that house?
Right. You have 2 sets of numbers. They should be posted on the house and not on the doors.
If I remove the numbers from the doors, am I in compliance?
No, you would have to, you can keep the numbers on the doors. That doesn't make a difference. It's putting them on the structure next to the door. And you could go even further and look at it where it says lighting is, I don't know, required, preferred. It's in the code too. It says address clearly visible each upon the building, number 5. Nighttime lighting shall be located as to maximize the visibility of the address. That's in number 5.
Right.
So that's the best place to do it. I mean, it's a few bucks to do that. It's
Let me
not
just ask a threshold question. Is this a duplex?
It is.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have 2 residential units.
I will say that I talked to the occupants in the first unit, and I didn't do an inspection, but they said everything was, had no reason to doubt that they said everything was perfect and in good working condition.
And Special Magistrate, I didn't hear if the respondent had an objection or not. I wasn't sure if he replied.
No objection to the pictures.
All right,
Thanks,
the
sir.
file is made part of the record. So if I'm reading the code correctly, in order for the address numbering to be code compliant for a duplex, there has to be the address numbers posted somewhere fronting or facing the street so that
Right.
they're distinct and clearly visible. So that would be, what, 419, and what's the other number?
417.
417 and 419 need to be where you're showing them on the columns, but more
Visible, so they're
more
readily
contrast.
visible, exactly, in contrasting
And
color.
second, a separate address at the exterior entrance to each individual address. So that would be adjacent to each door.
Right.
This is not a situation where you have a common exterior door going in and then.
Because he doesn't have a common door. So
so
that's to point out the fact that the only time we accept that is if it was like a hotel.
Right, and that's not the case here. Each
Yes.
unit has its separate door.
Separate entryways.
From the outside.
Right.
Okay. I understand what the code requires for the numbering. Mr. Bradbury, do you have any further questions on?
On that specifically, no.
Okay. And that's just that one issue. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about what's going on?
Sure. We'll start with dates, I guess. So I made a notarized application for a building permit because my roof was leaking and my investment was depreciating.
Okay.
And tenants were living in an establishment that had water coming into their place. I made that application on June 19th of this year. I received that permit August 16th. It had rained a few times in between then and now. I paid $1,200 for a blue tarp, which only holds up for so long. I finally, after the third contractor, found somebody that was reliable enough to then sheathe the roof without permit, and had to do an affidavit because my investment is depreciating and the city wouldn't issue a permit. Had all of this been done in a timely manner, the tenants wouldn't be calling and complaining here. I wouldn't be in this scenario. If the roof leaked, and we're going to throw around numbers, that was $20,000 to replace a roof that I had permitted, replaced, and repaired 6 years ago, and it was approved and finalized by the City of West Palm Beach Permit Department, and that roof lasted me 6 years. So, I received this notification August 8th, I think it was issued, sent, right? So there's some delays in mail. I received pictures from the drywall repair guy, who I felt like I was violating the law because in the notice of violations it says 8 times to not conduct any business in the city of West Palm Beach. It says that 8 times on that form. Okay? So I felt like I was committing a criminal act by having a drywall repair guy come in. He sent me those pictures on August 9th. I've been above diligent. I've been doing this before code enforcement got involved here. The only reason that we're here today is because the city of West Palm Beach wouldn't issue me, took forever to issue me a building permit. My investment is depreciating, and the tenants are complaining to me that they're living in unhealthy, unsafe environments when I couldn't roof this. What? And then, not against anybody else over here, but a code enforcement officer in a previous case here smirked a little bit and chuckled about this new system that the permitting, zoning, whoever department went through, and it has been a complete cluster. This is not just a smirk. I mean, this is my retirement investment. These are people's healthy homes. I mean, how long was that? 40, 48 days, 60 days maybe? I don't have no idea. June to August 8th, it's August 16th. What do I do? I mean, the drywall has been repaired. It was repaired before I received this notice. The fence was down so that the truck could get to the roof, who's, again, stripping a roof that has no permit to be able to do this work with. And the circuit breaker was because it was wired on the wrong side of the GFI plug. I don't know if you're familiar with GFI plugs, but there's a load line and a line, whatever. That's resolved. I contacted the tenant about that. They said they haven't even tried. They don't know. So I don't know the answer if that's been resolved, or if they have any other complaints from that. But it was repaired.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you. But this is costing. I have to go to work today. This is costing a lot of extra time, money, effort, and emotion to deal with this. It's been a frustrating experience watching my investment depreciate
Special Magistrate, just a couple of, if I may.
Please.
He indicated he had put in his application in June of 19. The first review, or a very substantive review, was done with notes on July 5th. We do understand the system went live July 31st. The new system went live July 31st. I, right now, don't have access to that system, so I can't tell you what the chronology of events was at that point. The city is certainly mindful of respondents' arguments and
I'm not sure that there's not liability.
Excuse me, sir. Can I just,
I'm sorry, very
can I
sorry.
just finish? Of respondents' arguments and justifications, the city can consider a longer period of time for compliance as well. If the gentleman gets into a situation where the fines do attach, then once compliance is achieved, he can come in with a lien reduction application, just as every other property owner can, and present these arguments as well at lien reduction.
All right, thank you. So, I mean, Mr. Bradbury, I can't fix what has happened in the past. I can give you all the reasonable time you need to get all of this buttoned up so that you get out of code enforcement as quickly as possible. I wish I had a solution, for, to as I hear your frustration, but I can't fix what's already happened. All I can do is give you enough opportunity to finish curing these outstanding issues and get you out of code enforcement in a reasonable amount of time without accruing any fines. So my guess, even Mr. Frasca, I think he was pretty candid in not being committed to that soft 30-day recommendation. I'm happy to give you whatever reasonable amount of time you think you need to finish this.
These issues are complete. I don't know what other inspections are required for the certificate of occupancy. There's an unauthorized dog in the house that has already caused visible damage to some doors. And if code enforcement for certificate of occupancy requires screens to be perfect, I don't know if they are. I mean, this dog is not authorized in my home, and it's already been there. So, if we're doing the walkthrough inspection, it could take quite some time. I really don't know what damage has been caused.
So let me ask Mr. Frasca, if in fact Mr. Bradbury has cured these, they need to be inspected by you or whoever from your division.
I did the inspection in the first apartment, and those are the only issues that I found. I didn't find any other code violations that would prohibit me from saying, oh, no, you can't get your license or sign off on the license.
Okay.
I did state that I spoke to the tenant in the first unit, 417. She was an adult, and she was the occupant. And I asked her if everything was okay, in good working condition. I went over a few things. She said, no, everything works fine. Everything's perfect. So as an adult, I trust her opinion if there was something wrong. So I don't think that there's any outstanding violations on this property that we would be concerned about, hence the 30 days. One of the things that we always say when we do the inspection, it's incumbent upon the owner to understand and know what minimum housing standards are, and you could look them up online. It's very simple because you have to know what they are to supply those to your tenants. Ignorance in this case wouldn't work because that's a product that I sell. I always make the analogy, it would be like a nurse not knowing what a stethoscope is, and I'm not being flip about it.
I understand.
Yes, it's just the way it is. So, right, so we'd say that, and I think he's doing a good job. I mean, I can understand his frustrations about a lot of things because being a landlord is not an easy job. It's a full-time job. So I understand that.
There's a picture of a smoke detector. I mean, that's been removed from the tenants. I'm going to charge them for it. I mean, I can put one up and
I didn't make that a concern. I just took the picture and it's in there. We have nothing in our code requiring smoke detectors. If it was 3 units or more, then fire would address that issue.
Okay. All right, well, I'm happy to extend the 30 days, but I guess, Mr. Bradbury, is there anything else that you'd like to tell me? I understand where you are. I've heard the frustration in what you've told me.
I have no other questions. I mean, we'd have to schedule with the tenants to do the inspection, I guess. I don't know if I need to be present for that.
Okay. Anything else from the city on this?
Sir.
So, all right. Well, we have proper notice in this case. Mr. Bradbury's present. And you have the certified mail and posting in the file. I think based on the testimony and the evidence that I have reviewed, I do find that the property remains in violation with the exception of City Code 94302A4, which is complied. That's regarding the fence or wall maintenance. Just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to do 60 days to comply. And I'm not going to impose, I'm going to do $25 a day if that's exceeded over the city's objection and over the city's recommendation for $100 a day. So I'm going to give you a little more time and a little less fine if that 60 days is exceeded. And but it sounds like you should be able to hit that 60-day compliance deadline based on what I've seen in this case. You'll get a copy of that order, and that should get you out of code enforcement, I hope.
Okay.
All right, thank you
Great.
very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I believe that concludes, that'll be mailed to you, sir, okay? That concludes, I don't have any more respondents present, okay. So moving to agenda item number 5, case number is CE 2307-0157. Case address is 3201 North Flagler Drive.
Good morning once again, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. Certified mail was returned. The property and City Hall was posted on 8/17/2023. I've had no contact with the property owner, and there isn't an active application in the system for a rental license. So the city's requesting.
Say there is or is not?
There isn't.
No.
The city's requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
How many days?
30 days.
30 and 200. Got it.
Thank you. Officer Levine, I may have missed a couple of things that you said, so bear with me.
Sure.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And then was the notice of violation sent by certified mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is this a rental of residential or commercial?
Residential.
Okay. And what is your evidence that it's being rented?
Advertisements online.
Okay. And were those advertisements, they were observed by you and
Yes, ma'am.
accessed by you at the time of
Yes.
the?
And as of yesterday, they were still advertising.
Okay. Thank you. And there's no application. You're asking for 30 days. Do you believe that that's a reasonable amount of time?
Absolutely.
And has there been any communication with an owner or representative of an owner?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, emails, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right. Respondent is not present. However, the city has proper notice with the posting and the return certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, first of all, I will admit the city's evidentiary case file into the record. Find the property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation, require compliance within 30 days. Otherwise, assess daily fines of $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 6, case number CE 2307-0182. Case address is 2111 South Flagler Drive.
This property too was cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. The property was posted on 8/15/2023. I've had no contact with the property owner. This too was an advertisement that was found online, and as of yesterday afternoon, the advertisement was still posted online. The city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by certified mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by regular mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Photograph of posting, is that an accurate photograph of posting
Yes.
of?
Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
oh, wait. I gotta get the full question out. Hang on. Hang on. You are too efficient, sir. Is that an accurate photo of the posting of this notice of violation for this case, for this address?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this into compliance?
Absolutely.
As of this morning, is there any application on file?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, advertisement, and any and all other documents relied upon.
City's evidentiary case file is made part of the record. City has proper notice with the posting and the certified mail, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, and allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 7, case number CE 2307-0156. Case address is 419 30th Street.
This property too was cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. Property was posted on 8/17/2023. There is an active application on file for a rental license. However, it was failed by zoning because the respondent applied for a vacation rental license without submitting the state DPPR license at the time of filing the application. The city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter if compliance is not achieved.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does the affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by both certified and regular mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
Yes, ma'am.
The photograph that we reviewed, does that accurately depict the posting of this notice of violation for this case at this address?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's something. Oh, I just want to establish for the record, this is a residential rental?
This is also a residential rental, yes, and it's been advertised online. And as of yesterday, it was still advertised online.
Okay, thank you. And do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time?
Absolutely. There's an application already filed.
All right. And any contact with the owner or representative?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, advertisements, application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's evidentiary case file is made a part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting and the certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. Allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $200 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 8, case number CE 2307-0175. Case address is 1701 South Olive Avenue.
This property too was also cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. The property was posted on 8/15/2023. There is not an active application in the system for a rental license. This too was advertised online for rent. It's I think it's a duplex. And as of yesterday afternoon, advertisement was still posted online, so the city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by certified and regular mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was City Hall posted with the notice
Yes,
of
ma'am.
violation? Thank you. And I believe we saw a photograph, I think, of posting. Oh, very good. Is this an accurate photograph of posting of this notice of violation for this case at this address?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And have you had any contact with the owner or a representative?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe that 30 days is reasonable?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, advertisements, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, thank you. The city's case file is made part of the record in this case. The respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting in certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find property remains in violation. As cited, I will allow 30 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Jumping to number 25, the code officer asked to be called out of order. Case number is CE 2307-0004. Case address is 429 27th Street.
Good morning, Alex Oliver, Code Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on June 30th, 2023. Certified mail was sent on July 3rd, 2023. Certified mail was returned on July 7th, 2023. Both property and City Hall were posted on July 10th, 2023. I have been in contact with the owner, and there's an affidavit of posting into the case. The property was cited for work done without a permit for some windows in the back property. It's 105.1, and as of this morning, property has not been in compliance, but they did submit it for application for a permit, so it's kind of like half and half. The city's asking for an additional 180 days for them to come into compliance, or $50 a day if compliance is not achieved.
Did you say 150, 150?
180.
180?
Yeah.
No, the fine, I'm sorry.
Oh, 50.
50.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm having a little problems
I'm
hearing
sorry.
today. I apologize. Just a couple of questions. Does the affidavit of posting reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
Okay. Photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations and the posting at this property?
Yes.
And we saw a picture of 2 or 3 windows. Is that the only windows, or are there more to this house? And what is it about the windows?
Yes. Yeah, there basically is the property facing the alleyway. There's a window that was added and 2 windows, a window that was covered and the other one was like extended. So they were like replaced.
Okay.
But yeah, the other side has nothing going on yet. But when I spoke to the owner, he said he's trying to remodel the whole house in the back. But he's like short on money.
Okay.
So originally, I told him like, okay, let's wait a few months until you gather your money and then get things together. So he waited for like 5 months, but still nothing has happened. So we issued the violation. He submitted for a permit. We have a permit number for him, and it was submitted last week on August 29th. Given that we are in the transition with the new system, and I know building is laid off, so that's why we're asking for 180 days. So
Okay.
just to give ample time in case something happens, because something always happens with permits.
Okay. And just for the record, he applied for the permit, but that permit has not been issued yet. Is that accurate?
Yes, because
Okay.
they're still working on he applied on 8/29. I believe right now they're in the beginning of August, so they haven't gotten to it yet.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, the permit application as referenced, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting and the certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. You said 180 days for compliance? Is
Yep.
that what, tell me I couldn't hear.
$50 per day if compliance is not achieved.
50?
Yeah.
So ordered. 180 days to comply. After that, $50 a day. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, moving back to agenda item number 11, case number is CE 2306-0173, case address is 1555 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 960.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. Cited this business, Phoenix International Realty, on June 13th of 23. Certified mail sent out June 14th of 23. City Hall, and the property was posted August 25th of 23. This is a renewal, so my request is a 10 days or $100 a day after that for a fine. Contact was made with the front desk or the receptionist at the building, so they are operating at that location currently.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
Okay. And as of this morning, do you see any type of a business tax receipt application of any kind?
Oh, well, it's a renewal, so it's an application there. Just haven't paid the fee.
Okay, so that's all they have to do is just pay the fee?
Mhm.
Okay. And this photo that we're looking at, is that an accurate photograph of the notice of violation in this case for this company at this address of unit number 960 at 1555 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard? Okay, thank you very much. 10 days a reasonable amount of time within which to pay this tax?
Yes.
And do you know the approximate amount of the tax?
I do not.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's case file is made part of the record. In this case, city has proper notice with certified mail and posting. Even though a respondent is not present, I find the property remains in violation as cited. Should this be a one-time
No, this.
fine as opposed to a daily, if this is a renewal that's delinquent?
Hold on a second. For this one? No, see, okay, yes, sir. One time, 250, yes, sir.
One time, 250?
Okay. No COU.
So ordered, and do you still want to give them 10 days to comply, or is that just?
That's fine, yeah, well, I cited them back in June, and still had plenty of time to get it done, either
Okay.
way.
10 days, one-time fine of $250.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 12, case number CE 2306-0176, case address 1555 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 960.
Don Williams, I cited this business, Horizon Mortgage Solutions, on June 13th of 23. Certified mail sent out June 14th of 23. Posted the property and City Hall August 25th of 23. Horizon. No contact with the owner. Corrections, there is a contact with the owner at that location, same as the previous business, that same location, same suite. My recommendation would be 30 days, because they don't have, they put the application in, but the application is not showing up on the system as of yet. So I'm going to request 30 days or one-time fine of $250.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And just for the record, you had said that the notice of violation was posted at the unit 960 for this notice of violation for this case.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And 30 days, you said why you wanted that, and you believe that's reasonable, correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, I don't know if I said it, affidavit of posting reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's case file is made part of the record. City has proper notice with the posting and the certified mail, even though the respondent is not present. find the property remains in violation as cited, I'll allow 30 days to comply. After that, a one-time fine of $250 is imposed.
Number 13, case number CE 23060193. Case address is 1601 Forum Place.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. This business, Scott Roberts and Associates, LLC, was cited on June 13th of 23. Certified mail sent out June 14th of 23. City Hall posted and the property posted August 25th of 23. The owner of the business has contacted me. The application was submitted to the city. We're just waiting for it to show up on the system. So I'll be requesting 30 days for that to happen, or a one-time fine of $250.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
Photograph that we reviewed, does that accurately depict the notice violation for this case, for Scotts Roberts, for this address?
Yes.
Okay. And 30 days a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's evidentiary case file is made part of the record in this case. With the posting and certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 days to comply. After that, a one-time fine of $250 is imposed.
Agenda item number 14, case number is CE 23060175. Case address is 1555 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 960.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. This business, Gold Star Commercial Lending, was cited June 13th of 23. Certified mail sent out June 14th of 23. City Hall and the property posted August 25th of 23. Receptionist did verify the business still operating at that location. So I'm requesting 30 days to comply. One-time fine of $250.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And the photograph of posting, is that an accurate photograph of the posting of the notice of violation in this case for Gold Star at this address?
Yes.
And unit number. Thank you. 30 days a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
The city's evidentiary case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with posting in the certified mail. I find the property remains in violation as cited. Allow 30 days to comply. After that, if compliance is not achieved, a one-time $250 fine is imposed.
Agenda item number 15, case number is CE 23060166. Case address is 1555 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit FL8.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. This business, Circular Gene Theranostics, was cited on June 13th of 23. Certified mail sent out June 14th of 23. City Hall and property posted August 25th of 23. The building manager did verify the business still operating at this location. I have no information on the application at all. I'm going to recommend 30 days to get that done, or a one-time fine of $250.
Thank you. I didn't catch the name of the company. Can you say that again?
I probably can spell it better than I can pronounce it. It's Circular Gene Theranostics, and it's spelled CIRCULOGENE.
Circular Gene
Theranostics, THERANOSTICS.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photograph of posting, is that an accurate photograph of the posting for this business at this address for this case?
Yes.
Thank you very much. 30 days, a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Okay. City's evidentiary case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, however, the city has proper notice with posting in the certified mail. Find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 days to comply. After that, a one-time $250 fine will be imposed.
Agenda item number 16, case number is CE 2306-0194. Case address is 1601 Forum Place, Unit 1010.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. This business, West Palm Beach Watch Company, LLC, was cited June 13th of 23. Certified mail sent out June 14th of 23. City Hall and the business posted August 25th of 23. Contact has been made with the owner. Application has been submitted to the city, so we're just waiting on it to appear on the system. So my recommendation would be 30 days to comply, or one-time fine of $250.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
The photograph that we reviewed, is that a truthful and accurate photograph of the posting of this notice of violation for West Palm Beach Watch Company, LLC, at this unit number and address for this case?
Yes.
Thank you. 30 days reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. The city's case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present. City has proper notice with the posting in the certified mail. Find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 days for compliance, and after that, a one-time fine of $250 is imposed.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 20, case number is CE 2307-0114. Case address is 4231 Tazewell Court.
Did we get number 18?
I didn't hear number
That
18.
was complied.
Complied, thank you. Okay.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On July 7th, the property at 4231 Tazewell Court was cited for roof repair. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted August 16th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent July 17th. Certified mail has been returned August 16th. However, I have been in contact with the property owner's son, and he's working diligently to comply the case. A permit has been submitted, but it has not been issued, so he's on the right track. So with that being said, city's recommending 120 days to repair the roof in its entirety, as well as pulling permits that are required. Within the 120 days, if this is not achieved, city is requesting $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've reviewed, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Just for the record, could you tell us what it is about the roof that you believe leads to an alleged violation?
The roof is tarped. There's a tarp on the roof. I have spoken with the owner's son. There is a permit submitted in. As you can see, it's attached to the case as well. So it's quite evident that the roof needs to be replaced. As you can see there, the tarp is on one portion and there's tarp on another portion.
Thank you.
So it is indeed in needs replacement.
Thank you very much. And you had talked about the need for permits and thus the 120 days. You believe that 120 days is reasonable?
Yes, because he's already working through the permit process. It's been submitted, so just needs to be reviewed and issued.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, permit that was referred to, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's evidentiary case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting following the returned certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. Allow 120 days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Moni, can you just put up the permit process there? Should say permit. Yeah. I just want to show proof of that. Thank you.
Okay. Agenda item number 22, case number is CE 2307-0284. Case address is 4149 North Haverhill Road, Unit 1602, and it's complied. Agenda item number 23, case number is CE 2306-0090. Case address is 5600 North Flagler Drive, Unit 1503.
Good morning, Officer Luster, presenting for Officer Watkins. Property at 5600 North Flagler Drive, Unit 1503, was cited on June 8th. Certified mail was sent out June 9th. Certified mail receipt was returned on June 13th. City Hall and property was posted. It was cited for a delinquent rental license and certificate of use at a fee of $128.86 is the delinquent license fee. I'm asking for 30 days or the $250 fine, one-time fine.
Did you say one time? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why he has it. I'm presenting.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in the file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect the notice of violation was sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe we saw a photograph of posting, I think.
Yeah.
And is it your testimony that that is the posting of this notice of violation for this case at this address?
Yes, ma'am.
And does the file reflect, I know you said that this is delinquent. Does the file reflect that this property is being rented?
It's still an active rental property.
Okay.
I phoned the Property Management LLC yesterday. I haven't gotten a return call, but Officer Watkins actually spoke to the tenant on site.
Okay. Very
Still
good.
rented.
Very good. Thank you very much. 30 days a reasonable amount of time?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. The city's evidentiary case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present. Proper notice has been obtained with the posting following the return of certified mail. I will find the property remains in violation as cited. Allow 30 days for compliance. After that, a one-time $250 fine is imposed.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 26, case number is CE 2308-0408. Case address is 1915 Hiltonia Circle, and it's rescheduled. Agenda item number 27, case number CE 2308-0433. Case address is 929 Francis Street.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, City West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on August 10th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out August 11th. It was received and signed for on August 26th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on August 15th. Photos of the posting are in the file. Affidavit of posting was completed, turned into clerical for attachment. On the affidavit of posting, it also indicates that notice of violation, notice of hearing was also sent via first-class mail. This property was cited as a complaint from the neighbor. It was cited for restrictions upon land use. The tenant at the property, that's not mine. That's a different case. Yeah, that's the one. The tenant at that property was using, that's the wrong one. The tenant was doing vehicle repair in the driveway at the property, was like buying vehicles and doing repair. Exterior paint required. Clean up the center of the right-of-way. The easement at the rear was excessively overgrown. Excessive growth all over the property, including the flora, trees, grass, weeds. Unpaved parking. Use of the parking loading areas for storage, vehicle repair. Fence wall maintenance. There's a wooden fence in the front that's in disrepair. Outdoor storage in the front and the rear of the property, and unsanitary conditions of the property. I met the owner, went over all the violations, pointed everything out, went over what needs to be done to comply all violations. As of this morning, code sections 94.6, 18106G, and 94.485A have come into compliance. All other violations remain. The city's recommending 30 additional days, or we're asking for a fine of $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Can you just tell us again, the code sections that are now in compliance? I didn't get that
Yes.
full list.
So the code sections that are in compliance as of this morning are 94-6. That's an unpermitted use, which was for the vehicle repair. 18106G, exterior paint. They painted the whole structure. And 94-485A, use of parking loading areas, which was also for the motor vehicle repairs.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Just a couple questions. Photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, they do.
Okay. You talked to us about excessive overgrowth in the right-of-way, that's 74.4C5, and as well as excessive growth of 18106B. In regards to the 94.482A, the parking requirements, what is your testimony on that?
Right there in the front, that past photo. That red car that's this morning, is parked past the driveway on the grass. It's not always that car. There's different vehicles that are parking on the grass. Right there in the front on the right, there is still overgrowth that isn't cut. If she scrolls up, you can see the backyard. It was a lot more overgrown. There's an easement back there. They did cut a lot of it back, but there's still some more that needs to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a couple of questions for that red car that's parking a little bit on the grass. Is it your testimony that you were also seeing this before you issued it, the notice of violation? Is that correct? That's a car, some car?
Yeah, different cars parking on the grass.
And you kept seeing that different times?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And with respect to the fence or wall maintenance, we're looking at pictures. Is it the white fence?
Yes.
Okay. That's in a little bit of disrepair, needs to be.
Yeah, it's hanging. The gate's like hanging. There's wood parts that are rotted.
Okay.
Slats that are missing.
And what is it about the outdoor storage? What's being stored? What were you seeing?
In the back, there's photos from my more recent pictures. There's photos where there's just outdoor storage all over. They need to tidy it up, get rid of the things that are not in use. In the front, they did clean up the outside storage. You'll see it. So they had a lot of so the bicycles, racks, car parts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
With respect, did you say that 18106A clean and sanitary was still outstanding?
Yes, it is.
And
Trash
what
and
is
debris, unsanitary conditions.
okay? And is that something different from the storage, or
It just goes along with just whatever is back there that needs to be cleaned up and removed.
Okay,
Whatever's junk.
thank you. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, I do. And the owner, when I met him, said that was enough as well.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, the city's case file is made part of the record. Quick question, what was the cleanup to the center of the right-of-way? I didn't see.
Yeah, at the rear, there's the easement. No. No, and the other one? No. No. No, go to one of the tabs you have open. The reinspection one. And then just scroll. Yeah. Right there, behind that fence to the left, that all of that is the easement area. To where the
okay.
wire is. All of that needs to be cleaned up. It
Got
should be clear.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, if I didn't already say the city's case file is made part of the record, it is. With the certified mail and a posting, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, except the property has complied with 18106G regarding paint, 94485A regarding the use of parking and loading areas, and 94.6 regarding restrictions on land use. For the remaining violations, I will allow an additional 30 days to comply. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 28, case number CE 23060421. Case address is 931 14th Street.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 931 14th Street was initially cited August 7th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out August 8th. Both City Hall and the property were posted August 8th, and certified mail was returned August 11th. The property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions and excessive growth. I met with the tenants and the contractor yesterday, who was in the process of cleaning up all the overgrowth and cutting stuff down and moving it around. And they didn't have it all completed yesterday, so the city's requesting 15 additional days or $50 a day thereafter till compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed, as well as the posting of the property?
Yes.
And is this a vacant lot?
Yes, it is. It's a corner lot.
And with respect to clean and sanitary, what is it that you were observed at the property?
Specifically that picture right there, there's a pile of trash and debris right there where the cursor is down in the bottom left. And the overgrowth is blocking the sidewalk, same picture, the other angle. As you can see, it's blocking the sidewalk, and there's trash and debris mixed in with all the vegetation.
Okay, and is that also what we're seeing, would that be your testimony as to section 78-1, obstructing passage on street sidewalks and bicycle paths prohibited?
Correct.
All right. Do you believe that 15 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, as I said, I met with them yesterday, and they were halfway done with it. They were just waiting for removal today, and he contacted me this morning and said that they would have had it done today, so 15 days should be sufficient.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. The city's case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting following the returned certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, allow 15 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 29, case number CE 2308-0427. Case address is 817 19th Street.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 817 19th Street was initially cited August 8th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out August 9th. Both City Hall and the property were posted August 14th, and certified letter was returned August 12th. This property was cited for unpaved parking, number standards, and prohibited commercial vehicle. I have not been in contact with the property owner, and as of this morning, all the violations are still present. The city's requesting 15 additional days or $100 a day after till it's complied.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
That's correct, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And the photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you observed at the property?
Yes, they do.
With respect to the parking requirements, can you just describe for the record what it is that you observed?
If you scroll through the pictures, there's a commercial truck right there in the driveway, panel van, food truck, I'm not sure what it is. Number one, it's in disrepair, and number two, it's prohibited. You can't have it in a residential area stored. It hasn't moved in months. And parked right alongside of it is the pickup truck, if you go back to the picture, right? And that one you can see it also. There's a pickup truck parked next to it that's in the grass. It's straddling unpaved parking.
And I just saw that those pictures were dated September 5th. Was that your most recent inspection?
My most recent one was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They should be toward the bottom, I believe, of the scrolling.
So you're still seeing this as of yesterday?
Correct. That's
Right.
correct.
Do you believe that 15 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. The city's evidentiary case file is made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with posting following the return of certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, allow 15 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Special Magistrate, this concludes the regular agenda.
Pardon me?
This concludes the regular
Yes.
agenda.
Is the other matter agenda scheduled for 11 o'clock or 11:30?
11:30.
Then I guess we will go off the record for about 15 minutes and be back at 11:30.
Thank you.
I don't have a sign-in sheet. I don't have a sign-in sheet.
So there's only one person here. Do you want me to bring it into you?
So Kristen, I think that's the.
I think we're good. I think so.
Okay, let's go back on the record. It's 11:30. We are on the other matters agenda. It looks like we have 3 items. I guess first I need to swear everybody in who's going to be testifying. So we have three matters. Looks like one request for a fine reduction and 2 garbage fine cases. So if you're going to be testifying about any of those 3 items, I do need your testimony to be sworn, so I need to place you under oath. I can swear everybody in together at the same time. If you'll please stand, raise your right hands. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. All right, thank you very much. Not sure what order we're taking these, but you can go ahead and call the first one.
Okay, we'll start with number 30. Case number is CE 15090648. Case address is 1715 Village Boulevard, Unit 106.
Yep, and I should have told you, you can come on up to the podium to my right, and the city's going to give me a little bit of background information, and then I will come back over to you, ma'am, and hear about the request.
Okay. All right, Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The address 1715 Village Boulevard, Unit 106, was originally cited on September 24th, 2015. They were issued a stop work order for an AC with change out with no permit. That was ordered December 7th, 2016. The fine was ordered to start January 10th, 2017. It ran for 286 days at $100 a day. It was complied on October 23rd, 2017 for a total of $28,600. This was done under the previous ownership. This is the new owner that's here that's acquired the property and applied for the lien reduction. So the city requests 15% of the lien to be reduced, or a total of $4,290.
Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am, go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the request for the lien reduction.
Sure, my name is Ella Salton. I am the owner of AS Better World 1 LLC, which is currently the owner of the property, like 1715 Village Boulevard, 106.
And you said this was a previous owner?
Previous owner, yes, sir.
Yes. We bought the property in March 2017 after the lien was posted. I think it's a big misunderstanding. Yeah, the lease lien was there, and title company told that it will be reduced. They didn't do it until we understand that we need to do something, that we change AC and have proper permits.
Did you have to do the work to take care of the violation?
Oh, absolutely, we did a lot of work to take care of it.
Tell me about what you did.
Sorry. First of all, we replaced AC in September. Then we applied to file reductions, and after this, I think we misunderstood the process. In one, they come with some things that we need to correct with other property. It took more than a year. We took a lawyer, we paid lawyer $3,000 just to submit another one. Then COVID started. I think it didn't finish. 1 year passed, and then in since September a year ago. We submitted again. We also have a lot of repairs, specifically on our other property. We replaced concrete for entire property. I think it's was more than $12,000.
Okay.
It's,
All right,
a lot
thank
of-
you very much. Anything else from the city on this?
No, sir, nothing further.
All right. Anything final from you, ma'am, on this?
Yeah, I will really appreciate as much as possible.
Okay, so we have a $28,600 lien that was caused by the previous owner. Based on the testimony that I've heard, I'm going to reduce this to $1,000. How long will it take you to pay that?
I can pay right now.
I'll put 30 days on the order, but that's fine. Okay.
Thank you so
very
much. Really appreciate it.
Okay, and agenda item numbers 31 and 32. Case number is CE 2304-0096 and CE 2306-0127. Same address, 925 7th Street.
This respondent will need to be sworn in because she was outside when you did that.
Well, ma'am, were you here when I swore everybody else in?
No, I wasn't.
You go ahead and place you under oath since you're here and at the podium. If you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. I'm going to hear from the city first. They're going to tell me about the case, and then I'll come back to you and hear from you.
Code Compliance Officer Jackson, City of West Palm Beach. Property at 925 7th Street was cited for no service account requiring special pickup as well as maintaining the adjoining right-of-way. April 6th for case number CE 230-40096. Upon reinspection, there was, the items were still out, failed reinspection. A work order was created to have the items, the violations removed through the city sanitation services.
So let me just go through a couple of items. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I apologize, I didn't hear if you put your name on the record.
Yes, Artist Jackson.
And what is your position?
Code Compliance Officer.
Okay. And is it my understanding, and if you could just tell us, we're not here for a typical code enforcement case. This is a sanitation case where a citation was issued. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
Okay. So I'd like you to tell us about what it is you guys found in terms of sanitation. And then can you confirm to me, is it my understanding that because of the sanitation, because of what you found, because of what you all picked up, an invoice got done, and that invoice indicated that the respondent or property owner had 30 days to appeal to the special magistrate if they wanted to appeal. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
Okay. Is it your understanding or is it your testimony that this respondent appealed timely?
That is correct.
Okay. So can you tell us just briefly what it is that y'all came upon this property? And is this a vacant property?
That is correct. There was a vacant property that had some vegetation at the adjoining right-of-way.
Okay. Is there a packet of documents that you have to provide everybody, or no?
Yes, I have some photos of the citation or the items that were present during the
Can we
citation.
definitely make sure that the respondent has that and the special magistrate has that while you're discussing?
This is the so this is the photos that we have. So for the case number ending in 9-6, upon discovery, found some vegetation in front of 925 7th Street. Citation was placed at the property for the violation. There was, at the time, there was no service account for that property, which will require a special pickup for it to be removed or removed by the owner. Also, the maintaining the adjoining right-of-way, which it was cited for. Again, upon the 24-hour reinspection, which was completed on April 9th, the items were still present, in which we had a work order that was created to remove the items through city sanitation services. You mentioned an invoice was created for $350, the $300 for the scheduling fee of the code violation, and then the $50 for the reinspection fee.
Okay, and those fees are established by the commission, is that accurate?
That is correct.
Okay, and is it your testimony then that this was the, we're looking right now at the citation that was written up, correct?
That is correct.
All right, and it was given a 24-hour, the 24-hour notice when the vegetation was found?
That is correct.
The citation was issued, given 24 hours. There was no response within that time?
No.
Okay. And thus, sanitation had to go ahead and pick it up, and that generated another fee, and that's why it's $350. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
All right. And so do you believe your testimony today that this was a valid citation that was issued, and that this was vegetation in front of this particular property in the right-of-way?
That is correct.
Okay. At the moment, I don't have anything further, other than to say that the city is requesting that the special magistrate find that this is still a good and valid violation, and that the $350 is still due.
I have a question.
Okay.
So explain how this is supposed to work. If I am a resident and I generate that pile of debris that needs to be picked up, what's supposed to happen in order to avoid ending up here?
Well, ideally, if there was sanitation service at the property, it would have been picked up through our sanitation services. But in the event that we come across a property that does not have sanitation service, we then issue a citation for the violation. In this instance, the vegetation being out in the adjoining right-of-way in front of the property. At that time, we place it in that area on the property, the citation, in which there's a 24 hours for it to be complied, either removed by the owner or through special pickup, which would be through the city at an additional fee for removal.
So I would need to not have it in the city's right-of-way, first of all.
That is correct.
And then second, I would need to call the city's solid waste division and ask for a special pickup.
That is correct.
And I would be charged a fee for that, I suppose.
That is correct.
How much is that? I'm just curious. How much?
$150 plus additional dump fees if applicable.
Okay, and if I don't do that and I just put the stuff out there, then this is what happens.
That is correct.
And the case, this case ending in 9/6, it was dated April 6th.
That is correct.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and put on the record, let's get the city's presentation for the case ending in 127, and then I will, and then we'll come over to you, ma'am, and we'll talk about it, both cases, with you.
Artis Jackson, Solid Waste Compliance Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Case number 23060127. On Tuesday, June 6th, property was cited at 925 7th Street for no service account and requiring special pickup. Also maintaining the adjoining right-of-ways. Was cited for items that were in the city's right-of-way in front of the property. Upon reinspection, items were still present, in which a work order was created to remove the violation at that property.
Thank you very much. Just, did you want to say something first?
Magistrate, my name is Joseph Oliva. I'm the Solid Waste Compliance Supervisor. I just want to just read something real quick too about the 74-4A3, because I know this is not like a, this is more sanitation than it is, you know, the code enforcement. And it says, owners and occupants of all properties, whether improved or unimproved, shall be responsible for keeping their entire premise, including the yard, one half of the alley right-of-way, street right-of-way and or easement, the parkway or swale, and or easement adjoining the property free from garbage, litter, and refuge, except those periods immediately prior to collection. So that is a code that's in the 74 section, and that's what was happening in this situation. Even though it wasn't on private property, it was still on the areas that the owner is responsible for.
Understood. Okay, thank you for putting that on the record.
Yes, thank you.
And Mr. Jackson, just a couple of clarifying things. We're talking about the same vacant property, is that accurate?
That is correct.
Okay, and just as you said in the prior case, the citation was issued, there was no response, sanitation went to pick it up. And when you talk about the work order, that means that you've notified somebody that it needs to be picked up, or it needs to be billed, or both?
Both, that it needs to be picked up, and also that it also for the invoicing information.
Okay, and is it your testimony that an invoice went out?
That is correct.
And that the invoice indicated that the respondent would have 30 days to appeal?
That is correct.
Is it your testimony that the respondent did appeal timely?
That is correct.
Okay, and so we're here basically for the same reason as the last one. They didn't have a sanitation account at the time, causing sanitation to have to come and pick up for this extra fee. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
Thank you very much. Just for the record, the city on both cases would submit as evidence the photographs, the citation, and any and all other documents relied upon, which would be the work orders and the invoices.
And the city's recommendation is the imposition of the $350 fine in each case. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
Yes, they're all set fees. It's $350.
It's not a discretionary thing. It's if I find a violation, then that's
It's like almost like irreparable or reversible. It was already taken care of.
Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. Please tell me your name and address and put that on the record first.
Okay. My name is Vanita Roberts. I live at 1001 West 1st Street in Riviera Beach. I am the owner of 925 7th Street.
Okay.
I had
Let me ask you a couple more questions. First of all, the city has put a number of photographs and pictures of the citations on the screens. Do you have any objection to those photographs being made part of the record in both of these cases?
No.
All right. Then do you have any questions either for Mr. Oliva or Mr. Jackson?
No.
All right, then you can proceed.
In 2016, I was with the CRA trying to negotiate both properties that's right next to each other, and they were doing street work, putting lights up. And during that time, they mistakenly, accidentally put a bulge out in front of my lot, and I don't have access to my lot. They were supposed to remove the bulge out so that I if I want to use my lot or build on my lot, I can have access to my lot. During that time, I've been emailing Miss Gina Baker back and forth, and she had different people that she's been trying to contact. So in the meantime, I have this easement area that people just dump on. And I don't check on it, I guess, like I should, but with the code enforcement, you have two, I don't know the rules of it, but you have some code enforcement that look up the owner's telephone number and call them and tell them you have 24 hours. It was done to me twice, May and then again in June. As soon as I received the call, I went to that property and removed those items. But then I'm thinking I should not have to go through this if that bulge out wasn't there.
I guess I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm having a hard time visualizing what you're talking about. With
The bulge out is in that area where you see the trash and you see the light. It's a light right in the front of my lot.
Okay.
There we go.
So,
that shouldn't be there. That was accidentally put there, and I have.
So hang on. What shouldn't be there?
The bulb out. It's a bulb. That's called a bulb out. Now it could be on the east side of the picture because that's the city lot, and they could do whatever they want. But in front of my lot, they just put this big light and put a bulge out on there.
I'm not sure I understand what the bulge out means. In other words, are you talking about the concrete curb?
Yes.
Okay.
But that area with the street light and the grass in between the pavement and the sidewalk is all adjacent to your property, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But if it were more pictures taken down the street in front of the people's houses or in front of their lots, they're able to park. There's some parking. I can't park. The only way I can have access to that lot is I have to go through the alley.
So is the lot we're talking about here, is it just a vacant lot?
It's a vacant lot that has that bulb out, and it's making people think they can illegally dump there, and then I'm responsible for paying for something that shouldn't be there.
So your testimony is that none of in either case, the case with, looked like in the case ending in 127, there was a mattress and some other trash.
Mm-hmm.
And the case ending in 096, looked like a tree got cut down.
Mm-hmm.
None of that was you?
No.
Okay.
So just to make the record clear, ma'am, this bulge out, are you saying that they should have left an area for a driveway so you
Yes.
can drive in and...
Not drive in, but drive on the side.
Okay. So are you saying that because CRA's workers didn't leave that area, it makes others think that nobody's around, nobody's owns this property, and it makes people think they can just dump their stuff?
Yes.
And just for the record, because I want to just make sure that everybody's clear, your testimony is that this was not any of your stuff.
No.
It was people dumping.
Yes. And when I talked to the code enforcement, they told me to put a video there. You know, I put a camera there so they can see who's dumping there, but I don't feel like I should have to do any of that if it was a driveway there, you know, a curb driveway for me.
Well, there is a code section in sanitation that indicates that there's potential that a property owner would not be cited if they can show that somebody else did this. So it would be a camera for your benefit, not for the city's benefit, really.
I understand that, but it would help the city to know that it's not me. It's not my tag or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And my verification that this was an accident is Miss Gina Baker from CRA. She knows this. She's been working on this. It's just been a very slow process, and I don't feel that I should be penalized for it.
May I continue to inquire? I'm sorry. I should have asked you first, I'm sorry. So you had mentioned a little bit in your testimony before that, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, you're the owner now of the property. Are you the sole owner?
I am.
Okay. And how often do you go around to check this property?
Well, in the past, when I wasn't the sole owner, my ex, he did all the, drive-by. I just got title of the property April 1st.
Of this year?
Of this year.
Okay.
I'm the sole owner of it.
Okay. And since April 1st, how often do you go to check on this property?
I go maybe once a month, if that.
Okay, okay. So basically this dumping was done, and it could have been a while before you checked on your property?
Right.
Okay. So, Special Magistrate, I would just say, in sum up for the city, and, Mr. Oliva and Mr. Jackson, if you want to say anything, the city appreciates that she's a new sole owner, but the fact remains that property owners have an obligation to check on their own property. And I understand that others dumped, but it's still their obligation to take care of that too. And so we would say that the 2 violations are valid. They're unfortunate, but they're valid.
Does the city have any evidence contrary to what Ms. Roberts has put on the record, that she is not the person who placed the debris? I understand it's located where it's located. Her testimony is that unknown third parties dumped the debris there on both April 6th and June 6th.
No, sir, we have no evidence, that she did it, nor did somebody else do it. And that's the reason why, if we had photos of somebody dumping or a video of somebody dumping, then we could understand that. But we have, I'm not saying she did it, I'm not saying she didn't do it, but we don't have either or. And then the other thing, I just wanted to clarify this. You said you were contacted a couple of times about dumping on your property.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a courtesy. I mean, if
I
we
understand that.
if we
It
did
was
that for
told to
everybody,
me.
we'd be on the phone all the time.
Okay.
So
I understand that.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the 2 courtesy calls. Thanks. But the fact still remain, this bulb out is in front of my property, and I don't have access to it. And people are dumping.
Can you tell me again when that occurred,
The bulb out?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have exact year, but I
More or
know
less.
it was around 2016.
That's right. I remember you said that now. Does the city have any history of prior incidents with this property along these lines, other than the 2 cases that are on the agenda today?
I personally don't have any prior experience with this particular property.
That'll just take us a second, sir.
Does the codified, the $350 fine does it change if, so here's where I am. Based on what I've heard at this point, I don't think the city has proved a violation of 7431D. There's no evidence that is contrary to Ms. Roberts' testimony that she is not the person who did this. So 7431D says no person shall attempt to use city services without requesting so unless you can tell me that she's the one that did it, then I wouldn't find a violation of 7431D. However, that still leaves 74-4A3, which essentially at the end of the day puts the responsibility on the property owner, not only for their property, but the adjacent rights of way and so forth. So my question is, if I was to find no violation of 7431D, does that change?
No, sir, because she still has the
I didn't think it did, but-
74-4A3. But this is a picture from 2019, which still had that area there. So I don't know how long it's been going on.
I
Well,
said
she said
2016.
Oh, 2016.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2019,
So if
that
you
would.
can
That's a
go
long
back,
time,
go
though,
back,
too.
maybe you can even go back 2015, but go
You're talking almost 8 years, 7 years.
that they have been giving me the runaround about it.
In 2015, it was there.
Ms. Roberts,
Okay, what year was that? Okay. So it was done in 15, right? Because there's a car parked in the front there in 2014.
Right, so even in 2011, if somebody dumped right on the grass part over there, it's still a violation. I mean,
Let me see the, okay, so that's what it looked like in 11. Show me a picture of after the sidewalk configuration changed. Well, so really all that happened was they curved the sidewalk down to the edge of the asphalt instead of going straight across.
right.
The size of the grassy area in between the pavement and the sidewalk didn't change. All that changed was the sidewalk, instead of going straight across, curved down to meet the sidewalk at the same location on the other side of that driveway.
you had also had a question of, I think, prior similar cases, and so we're bringing that up as well. And Ms. Roberts, is it accurate that you and your husband at the time owned the property since 2009? That's what the property appraiser records show. Would that be?
That should, that might
Does
probably
that
is
sound accurate? Yeah. Okay.
So this is a 2009 case, you said?
Well, she and her husband bought the property in 2009, so they've had it since then. And if you look at the list that's up there on the screen now, you can see the other Chapter 74 sanitation dumping cases that we've had with them, 2010, 2013, 2014, and nothing after 2014 until 2023.
Okay. All right, Ms. Roberts, is there anything else that you'd like to tell me in these cases?
No.
All right. Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
Ms. Roberts, let me ask you another question. You said that you've been in communication with the city's CRA director. Is this property's in the CRA?
No, it's not with the CRA, but around that 2014, 15, I was going to build an office on the lot next to it on Tamarind, and I was going to use my lot as a parking area, but it didn't go through. So.
Okay.
But the street lights and the bulbs out, they were done during this process. and it was mistakenly put in front of my lot.
All right. Does the city have any questions based on that last question?
No, I was just gonna say that, but that really has nothing to do with the swale that's over there. I mean, it was there in 2011 also. It's just that they made it a little fancier. It looked like.
All right, well, here's where I am on this. In both cases, we have proper notice. Ms. Roberts is present. The facts in both cases are fairly similar. But based on the evidence that I've been presented, I am not going to find violations of City Code 7431D for city services. However, I do find the evidence is very clear that 74-4A3 was violated in both cases. I don't see that the change in the sidewalk configuration really makes a difference, that if an unscrupulous person was going to dump their trash there, that changes anything. It just doesn't appear to me that makes a difference. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if you're the lot owner, you're responsible, and under this, for the maintenance and upkeep of the lot, and under the city code, that includes the adjacent alley, or at least one half of the alley or street or easement or swale or parkway. If I had discretion to change the amount of the fine, I would, but I don't. I think I can give you time, though. I don't think there's anything in the city code that limits the amount of time a person has.
No,
to
because it went to a hearing, then whatever time you give her.
So I am going to find the violations of 74-4A3, but in both cases, I'm going to give you 12 months to pay those. You know, I don't have a good answer for you in terms of how you solve this issue. Other than, you know, if you're the owner of the property, you have to be vigilant. And but I think the city has proven the violations of 74-4A3. I will make that finding, impose those fines in both cases, and give 12 months to pay those. And you'll get a copy of those orders.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else for the good
That
of the order?
concludes the agenda. Yep.
Is that it?
That
It
concludes
is
the
12:08, and we have concluded our business, so we stand adjourned.